everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. So because I am completely rubbish, today is a weigh update, but it's a double one because like I say, I'm rubbish and I didn't get round to filming last week, so apologies for that, number one. But I have found that if I don't, as soon as group is finished, if I don't get in the car and then film it straight away, I just don't seem to find the time, unfortunately. I do live a very busy life, you know, I'm a mum of 4 children, I've got my husband, I work, and I work long days. I'm like out of the house for like 7:30 in the morning, well, 7:15 in the morning, and then I sometimes don't get home until at least 9:30 at night. So when I am working, they are long days, and like I say, I just lead a very busy life, so I need to get in the car and film, and then I can be nice and consistent. So last week, I dropped one of my friends that goes to Slimming World. I dropped her off home. So as soon as I did that, she lives right next to Aldi where I go shopping. I went shopping straight away. So yeah, one thing after another, after another, after another. I just didn't get round to doing my weigh update. So big apologies for that. But yeah, a double one. So at least I am bringing it. It's just slightly late. So today is Monday the 18th of March, and like I say, I did go to group last week and I've gone again this morning. I always go to the 10 AM group consistently. I just like to keep things nice and I'm going to use that word again, consistent. But yeah, if you are new here, I do both Slimming World and calorie counting. I do both plans combined. If you want to know the ins and out on like what I do to actually do those, if you look at past vlogs, I do go into quite a bit of detail on what I'm doing, what kind of calories I'm on, how I'm, you know, adapting Slimming World to fit around calorie counting, etc. So I'm not going to go into it now because like I said, I have explained it quite a bit on previous vlogs if you're curious to know how I do that. But I just do find that doing both plans for me personally do work really, really well. I've got the support, I've got the flexibility of eating, and yeah, it seems to be working. So fingers crossed, long may it continue. So the last 2 weeks, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I've had a really, really good 2 weeks food wise. I've eaten a variety of food. I've had really, really good food. I've not deprived myself at any time. I've managed to stick to my calories. I've managed to eat plenty of fruit and veg. And I'm also following fibre goals and protein goals, and I've managed to hit up to them too as well. But this last week, specifically, a big change that I have been doing, which I know that you'll know from previous vlogs, that I've only been managing to do around about 5,000 steps, up to 5,000 steps a day previously. So this week, well, I say this week, from like Monday last week to this Monday, I've been making a real conscious effort. And it has been quite a lot of effort, really. You'd think that trying to hit more steps would be quite easy. But when, like I say, it sounds like an excuse, but when you live such a busy life, it is actually quite difficult to try and fit in something as simple as 10,000 steps a day. And I have found it really, really difficult to do that. But like I say, I've been making a conscious effort to do that this week, and I've took the dog out. She's been absolutely knackered all week because I've just been taking her out constantly to go for walks. I've been trying not to take the littlies with me because they just slow me down. I take them out to the park and everything like that. Like, we do take them out. It's just, I try not to take them out when I'm doing like an actual walk because they get distracted. I don't get the mileage that I need to get done. So yeah, it's been a battle, and oh boy, have I felt it. I have definitely felt it. And again, I'm only increasing my daily steps by 5,000. And you wouldn't think it'd make much of a difference, but it bloody has. And my legs and my hips, they've been in bits this week. They really, really have. And I'm actually quite surprised because it's walking. It's not like I've been doing like intense cardio at the gym, or, you know, running up hills, or learning how to run, or, you know, squats or anything like that. I've not been doing anything crazy. I have literally been walking, but increasing my steps to 10,000 a day has basically killed me. Which is mad to think, absolutely mad to think. But yeah, I've done it. So that is the change that I've done this week, is the step count. Just because I know that it'll help with my weight loss, and I want to try and guarantee a weight loss every single week. If I don't stick in my calories, or I have an event come up or anything like that, then it's understandable that I won't necessarily get a weight loss that week, or I might maintain or I might gain. So I'm happy to do that when that happens. However, when I am sticking to my calories, I want to make sure that I do get a weight loss. And so that is why I've increased my steps. Obviously, it's healthier for you. The more you move, the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll naturally burn, because muscle burns off more calories than fat does. So yeah, it is all a positive knock-on effect. And obviously I want to be able to run around after the kids, so I need the fitness side of things as well. So I am doing it slow and steady. Now, with me upping my steps, I can technically up my calories. If I change it all on my Team RH app, it will give me, I think it'll give me an extra 300 calories a day. However, I've not altered it on my Team RH app yet, just for the simple fact that if I do that, it'll give me more calories. But because I'm only a week into increasing my steps, I don't want it to have a knock-on effect of my weight loss, because I might not be able to do 10,000 steps consistently, if that makes sense. So for example, Monday, Tuesday, last week, this is not this, obviously not this week, because that's in the future. This is in the past. Monday, Tuesday last week, hit 10,000 steps, no problem. Wednesday, Thursday, I did 2 long days at work back to back, and I barely hit 2,500, 3,000 steps on those 2 days. And genuinely, it is impossible for me to hit 10,000 steps when I'm working, unless I either get up early, and it'd have to be like an hour early, because for 10,000 steps, I think you need around about an hour in order to hit that, you know, of constantly walking. Or I stay up later at night and add that hour on at the end of the day and do the walking. Now, I know you could say, well, your commitment's not strong enough, etc., to not do that. And I know if you do follow Team RH and yourself, and you listen to Richie, he would definitely say that I'm not committed enough. Which, if that's the way you want to take it, that's absolutely fine. But for me, I'm prioritising sleep at the moment. That is something that is high up on my list, as well as my steps, as well as my water goals, my protein, my fibre, my calories, as well as all of those goals and how important they are to my weight loss journey. Sleep is up there as well, and it really, really is. And for me personally, I know other people can run on a lot less sleep. I need at least 8 hours of sleep a day, at least, for me to function. If I can get 10, then I'm even better. But I do find that if I get less than 8 hours sleep, of like really, you know, good quality sleep, then I suffer from brain fog. I can't concentrate long enough. I get really irritable. I get hungrier, and I get lazier as well. So I'm less likely to do stuff because I'm tired, which it's understandable. I think I must have been a sloth in a past life, or I'm actually a sloth in this life, because I just need sleep. Ask my mum, ask my friends, ask my husband, ask everybody that knows me personally. I love my sleep and I need it, and I always have done. It's not something that's new, that's coming with age. It's just something that has constantly been. I used to come home from school when I was young and sprightly and full of energy and lovely and slim, and I'd go to sleep straight after I'd get home from school. I'd have a nap, at least an hour's nap after school, because I just need sleep. I just need sleep. Maybe I need to move to Spain or something like that and have a siesta every single day. That might be my way forward. But yeah, I'm prioritising sleep. So on those days that I'm doing those long days, I just cannot get the steps in. I just can't, unless something else has to give, and that thing that I'll have to give up will be my sleep. And to me, my sleep is just as important as my steps. So I hope you understand that side of things. So because I'm not hitting those goals on those, you know, those days that I'm working, it then means that it takes off steps off of the rest of the week, because obviously it's covering over those 2 days that I just can't hit those goals. So that's why I'm leaving my calories as they are now, because I'm going to do about a month and see how I get on with trying to hit 10,000 steps a day. And then once a month is over with and I've got all my data, because obviously I log everything on my app, absolutely everything. Once I've got all my data and I can see on average, because obviously if it's like 10,000, 10,000, 2,000, 2,000, 10,000, 10,000 for the rest of the week, it'll give me an average of what I'm doing on a daily basis. So once I've done that, then I'll adjust my calories accordingly, and they'll only go up, my calories will, that I can have on a daily basis, because I will be doing more steps than what I have been doing previously. But I'm not going to jump in and start giving myself more, because the weight loss is key, and I am absolutely fine on 1,800 calories at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I would love more, because I can just be even more generous with my food and snacks, etc. But if I have to stay on 1,800 calories, then that is absolutely fine at the moment. But if I can be around about 2,000 calories and then still lose weight, then I'll do that. So yeah, it's a waiting game basically. So I'm going to give myself a good month of trying to hit 10,000 steps a day by those days that I'm working, and then yeah, just see how it is, put my data into the app, and then readjust my calories that way, and then we'll see what it gives me. It might not give me 2,000, because if I'm on 1,800 now, if I was doing 10,000 steps, then I'd get 2,100. So it might be more like 1,950 or something like that. But anyway, we will see, and I will keep you updated. Sorry, that was a very, very, very long-winded way of explaining everything. But I just want to keep everything updated on here, so that you know where I'm going with it, and so that if you are following similar plans, then you know what's happening, you know why I'm getting the results I'm getting. I think knowledge is key, isn't it? And I'm a bit of a guinea pig, so use me as like trial and error almost. And it's good for me as well that I can look back on these vlogs and think, right, well, I did this week and I got this result, and I've done that week and I got that result. Ooh, what do I need to do? What do I need to change? So I think it's just going to be really, really good, so that I can just see everything. And like I say, I'm documenting it from start to finish. And there is going to be a finish this time, because I am getting to target. And I know I've said that a million times in the past, but I am getting to target. And I genuinely feel like something has clicked. Something has clicked. A switch has been turned on. And I might have mentioned this before in past vlogs, but I genuinely feel like I'm on it. And I'm on it to win it this time. I am going to win it. I am getting to target. There is genuinely, I cannot see anything personally, you know, with my mindset, I should say, deviating me off of track. There is nothing out there, no event, no nothing, no event like Christmas, Halloween, birthdays, any kind of celebrations. There is nothing out there, there is no mindset that is going to push me off my goal this time round to losing the weight. Nothing. I'm doing it. I'm getting to target. So stick with me, because you're going to see these hopefully weekly updates. If I don't get, you know, like, obviously I know I'm doing a 2-week one, but I mean, I'm going to be trying to be more consistent with getting the weekly updates out. But you are going to see the transformation happening, and it might take me a year, but I'm bloody doing it, and I don't care, because like I've said before, I would like to think that I'm gonna have a long life. Everybody always hopes that, touch wood, everything. I'll touch me food optimizing book, because it used to be wood, and it is technically wood still, being paper. But yeah, I'd like to think we've got a long, happy life in front of us, and for me to dedicate tripping over my words, for me to dedicate just 1 year out of my life of reaching my weight loss goals, I definitely think it is worth it. It is worth it. And yeah, I'm going to have to sacrifice some things along the way. I'm going to have to say no to some stuff. There's going to be points where I'm going to feel like I'm being tortured because I can't do X, Y, and Z, or I can't eat X, Y, and Z, or whatever. But getting to target is going to be so worth it, because then when I'm at my goal and I'm happy, then I can start living a life of maintenance, and all these things that I couldn't do over the previous year, I'll be able to do again. And genuinely, really, all these things that I couldn't do over the previous year are just going to be eating or drinking things, really, because I'm losing weight, and to lose weight you need to be in a deficit. Whatever plan you're on, you need to be in a deficit. So it's only going to be eating and drinking things. However, losing the weight and getting to target is going to open up so much more. And it's not just going to be food related things, it's also going to be clothes. You know, it's going to open up a whole new wardrobe to me. It's going to open up a whole new feeling in myself. It's going to open up a whole new mental way that I'm thinking, you know, body positivity. I'm going to feel so much more comfortable in my skin. I'm going to be more active. I'm going to be able to do more stuff with the kids. Even simple little things like when we go to a theme park or anything like that, I'm not going to have to worry about getting on a ride and am I going to fit in it? Is the harness going to go over me, etc. Am I going to be comfortable in it even if it does fit on me? Is it going to jab into me? Because I'm going to be at target and I'm going to be slim enough that I can do that. So yes, I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot of stuff over this next year. However, the end goal is just going to be so much more worth than anything that I could eat, basically, anything. And that's the way that I'm thinking. So if you're struggling yourself at the moment, just keep those things in mind. We live very much for the now when it comes to food. Very, very much for the now. Like, I need to eat this. I want to have this chocolate bar, this pizza, this takeaway, this evening out. We live very much for the now. If we can change our mindset, and every time we get swayed with temptation, and again, if you've got plans, like you're planning on going out to celebrate a certain birthday or a celebration, or you've got an event, whatever it might be, if you've got plans for that, then fine, absolutely. Go, enjoy it, draw a line under it and move on the next day. Just get straight back onto whatever plan you're on. Because again, as much as we want to lose weight, we don't want to sacrifice our life either, because that's not mentally healthy at all. But I'm talking about those instances where you get home from work and you really can't be arsed cooking, so let's just order a takeaway. Or it comes to the weekend and you think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to reward myself for getting through the week or whatever, and we just eat crap and we drink crap and everything like that. I'm talking about those instances that you need to rein it back in and just remember what you're doing it for, basically. You know, why and how you're going to feel when you get to target and when you meet those goals that you want to meet. I'm talking about those instances. If you've got life plans and you've got events and, you know, you've got special circumstances coming up, then by all means, you've got to do that. You've got to do that because you've still got to live life. It's the instances where you just basically can't be arsed, or where that chocolate bar is calling your name, or where that cream cake is, or where that bottle of wine is, you know, the instances that don't really mean anything apart from being bothered, basically. So, yeah, that's all that I use to pull myself back, bring myself back into the here, the now, and what I'm doing it for. And that's what's keeping me motivated. And it's just what I keep using every single week. So when it comes to me meal planning, when it even comes to me making my dinners and my lunches and, you know, snacks, everything like that, I just keep that in the forefront. And especially when I can't be bothered, because like I say, I work long days, I work hard at work, I've got to be switched on at work because I literally have people's lives in my hands. And for me not to be switched on can cause devastating consequences. And that's not me being dramatic, it's genuine truth. So I get home a lot of time and I just cannot be bothered, but I push that thought to the front of my head and I'm like, come on, Andrea, we're doing this and we're dedicating this time to getting you back on track and getting you to number one. And this is the best self-care that you could ever give yourself, ever, is getting to Target. So that is what I'm using to keep myself motivated. And like I've said, I feel like that switch has clicked, it's turned on. And this is it. This is it. This is the long haul. This is me now forever. And I know a lot of people don't like calorie counting because they can't be bothered to weigh and measure everything. And that was definitely me back in the beginning. Oh my goodness, was it me? It definitely was. And it was the reason why I went back to Slimming World last year. Because I thought, I've got 4 kids. There's my husband. There's me. I can't be weighing and measuring absolutely everything in order for me to have my dinner. I just can't be bothered with it. I don't have the time, etc. But again, I had to push that negative mindset out of the way and just do it. Just do it. I can stand there and complain until I go blue in my face about what I've got to do, or I could just crack on with it. And that's what I did. I just cracked on with it and thought, do you know what? You've obviously had far too much time off of not doing all this. Hence why you're obese and you need to lose weight and you've got 6 stone to lose. So do you know what? Clearly you can't not measure stuff. You need to do it and you need to be in a deficit because you're overweight. So that's it. You've had all the excuses in the world in the past. Just crack on. And that's what I've done. I've just cracked on, got on with it. And now, genuinely, I know it's taken a fair few months down the line, but genuinely, it is like second nature now. I just weigh and measure everything. I look at the back of the packets. I know exactly what I'm eating. You know, I know the protein and the fibre and the calories. I know whether if it's something that I'm willing to spend on it or if I'm not. So persevere is my bit of advice. Definitely persevere, because honestly, it gets so much more easier. It really does. And I know it's easy for me to sit here on the other side of the screen and say all this, but it's genuine truth. Genuine truth. So please, if you are struggling, just persevere. Or if you're contemplating doing it, then just give it a try, because with anything in life, experience, it becomes easier. If the more you practice at it, the more it becomes easier, and it'll become second nature, and you'll just do it. You'll just do it. And that's how I feel that I found it, that it's just second nature now. It's part of life. I just weigh and measure everything. I look at the back of packs. Yeah, it's just second nature. So yeah, that was a very long-winded explanation on how I found these last couple of weeks, basically. So all my food, with all that lot in mind, all my food that I've eaten has all been on plan. It's all been within my calories. It's all been within my macros. I've eaten loads of yummy food. I've really enjoyed everything. I've never felt deprived. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I've had days where I've been a little bit hungrier, but I have found that has been, it's been more when it's usually the day after I've done more steps than I have on another day. And I think that's just my body catching up to me. Especially when I'm at work, I find that I'm a lot hungrier when I'm at work. So being at work is really easy to stick to plan, because I just basically take everything with me. I take my scales to work as well. I've got a little set of scales that I take to work so I can measure all my milk that I'm having. And yeah, I do find it easy to stick to plan when I'm at work. However, I do find that I'm hungrier when I'm at work. And it might just be because I'm there for such a long time. And as much as I'm busy at work, I'm not distracted by the kids or doing other stuff, so I get to think more about food while I'm at work, which is a bit strange, which you wouldn't think that you would do, but I do. And I'm a midwife. People always bring in chocolates, biscuits, cakes, everything like that. It is notorious. It goes hand in hand with a job that people want to say thank you, so I'll reward you with chocolate and say thank you. So there's always temptation there, but I do find it easy to stick to plan at work, so that's good. I do find it harder at home because there's more options. and I have to make the stuff. I've not just got it all there and then. So yeah, I've had a really good 2 weeks. I've enjoyed everything that I've eaten, like I've already said. So I went to group last week, and let me have a look at my book, because I can't remember off the top of my head, because honestly, I've slept since then, as we all know. I've slept since then. So last week was the 4th. Nope, looking at the wrong page. It wasn't the 4th. Last week was the 11th. I've already done the 4th. Last week was the 11th of March, and I went to group, and that week was Star Week, and yeah, I seem to come on. I'm literally like clockwork. I am like clockwork, and every 4 weeks I come on without fail, and it's fallen onto a Monday. So when I'm coming on, it's on a Monday. And last week was Star Week, and I came on like clockwork that morning before I'd even stepped foot on the scales. So I thought, oh great, brilliant, Mother Nature, thanks. Because past Andrea always gains, always gains. Water retention, everything always gains. And I think it's because of the diet that I was always eating leading up to my period, because you get really, I mean, I might be the only one, I really don't think I am, but I don't know about other people, but I get mega cravings when I'm due on. Not so much sweet stuff, more savoury stuff, really salty stuff, you know, crisps, pastries, everything like that. That is my Achilles heel without a doubt. So when it comes up to that time of the month, I just get cravings for all the good stuff. The bad stuff, but the good stuff, if you know what I mean. So I think past me, because I was getting cravings for that sort of stuff, and I would eat it in ridiculous amounts to settle those cravings, I always gained every single time when it came up to my period, because I'd just succumbed to my cravings basically. But I was determined. Nope, I am not giving in, because again, like everything, this is temporary, and it too shall pass, and I'll get past it. And the result on this, excuse me, oh, random hiccupy weird thing. The result on the scale was far more important than the food that I was putting in my gob, basically. So I was just like, no, not having it, not having it. And I am very much, again, people that know me personally will agree to this, I am very much a type of person that I will cut off my nose to spite my face. I am very much that type of personality. So if I've got a bee in my bonnet about something and I'm saying this is happening, it is happening. It is happening. So I just didn't give up. Every time I tried, you know, my brain tried wavering, I was like, nope, not happening. I don't care what you want. It is not happening. We are sticking to plan. And don't get me wrong, I had crisps, I had chocolate, I had biscuits, I had all that good stuff, but I had them in my calories. That was the biggest difference. Whereas in the past me, I would have eaten them to excess. This me, this new me, new year, new me, all that rubbish jazz, was just like, no, you've got calories. If you've got them there, use them. But once we've spent all our money, basically, that's it, done. And that's what I've done. So I went to group last week, really hoping for a loss. Not expecting big things because, again, Mother Nature. And regardless of this new me and cutting my nose off, all that jazz, regardless of that, it's still bloating, water retention, everything. So, hoping for a loss. Very happy to see that I did have a loss, which was fantastic. And I lost 2 pounds last week. So on Monday the 11th of March, I lost 2 pounds, which I was more than over the moon with. More than over the moon with. I was hoping for £1. I got 2. Yes, ecstatic. Absolutely bloody ecstatic. Which then took me, I'm looking at my book if you're wondering where my eyeballs are going, which took me then down to one stone 13.5 pounds. So that meant that I was £0.5 off of my 2 stone award. £0.5. But you could think, well, I could be gutted, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't, because number one, I got a great weight loss with me being on. But number two, the more important thing for me personally is it took me down into a new stone bracket. So 14 stone, 13.5 pounds I was last week, which again, oh my goodness, I cannot remember the last time I was in the 14 stones. I really can't. I think I had to think about it when obviously I got it, and I think the last time that I was in that weight bracket was before I had Alana, and she has just turned 4 years old. And yeah, it was before I had Alana. So I was pregnant with her in 2019, had her at the beginning of 2020, March 2020. So probably maybe the early, no, wouldn't have been the early 2009. Yeah, maybe the early 2019s. Definitely probably 2018. Maybe even longer. I really don't know. That's the thing. I really don't know how long it's been since I've been in that weight bracket. So that to me is so much more important than the 2 stone award. So much more important. And it was great that I had that like little mini personal celebration, that I got into that stone bracket. And then I knew, like, well, as long as I can stick to plan again next week, although not as long as I can, when I stick to plan next week, hopefully I'll get at least £0.5 pound off, and then I'll get that 2 stone award. So I was hoping it was coming to me, definitely. And it's something then that I had to aim for again, for that 2 stone award. I've, you know, always got something that I'm striving towards. So yeah, over the moon last week. Yeah, really, really happy. Really, really happy. So again, had another good week. We celebrated last week Alana's birthday. Her birthday fell on Mother's Day. So I literally didn't get a Mother's Day. Did not celebrate Mother's Day at all. And you can think like, oh, Andrea, that's really, really sad. But it's not at all. It really, really isn't, because for me, and I said this to all my family, like, you know, you can say Happy Mother's Day and I'm happy with that, but I do not want it to be about me at all on Mother's Day, because it was Alana's 4th birthday and it was just all about my little princess. And we deviated Mother's Day to another day. I've not had it yet, because I'm going to choose which day I want it on, but then I will get my Mother's Day, my gifts, my cards, my lying, because again, I love my sleep, my lying, whatever I want to do. I'm basically not going to do anything for the day. So Kev, my husband, if you are watching this, I'm not doing anything for my Mother's Day, and it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, so yeah, it was all about Alana. But again, I managed to stay within my calories. We had a lovely day celebrating. She absolutely loved it. We've still got all the birthday banners up, because she refuses to let us take them down, because she says, well, the banners are all up, it's still a birthday. So if that's what she wants, that's what she gets. There will be a time that I will take them down, but just not yet for her. So yeah, we had Alana's birthday. Like I say, I've not had Mother's Day, so that wasn't getting in the way or anything like that. And then last week, I've had another good week. I've had a really, really good week. I've upped the steps like I've already discussed. I stuck to all my calories, my macros. I've eaten really yummy food. And yeah, I've just had another good week on plan. And I apologise if it's really boring of you hearing me going, yeah, I've had another good week on plan. You know, whoop-de-doo to you. But again, me vlogging is just as much about me being accountable as it is to try and help anyone else as well. Because I know there is going to be times in the future that I am going to struggle, because how long can I maintain this excitement and this zest for it all? Because past Andrea hasn't done very well with maintaining it for a long period at all, hence why I'm still overweight. But I am determined just to keep things going. So that is why I am saying when I'm having good weeks, etc., because I really want to keep myself motivated. So it's just as much to help you guys and help you get on the motivational train. It's just as much for you as it is for me, because me saying it out loud reiterates it in my brain and it'll keep me spurred on for the next week. So that's why, yeah, That's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. But anyway, I went to group this morning, as usual, wearing the same clothes that I always wear, because again, consistency is key for me, at least. I think it's something to do with my star sign. I'm a Virgo, so I am very much OCD and consistent queen. I really, really am. And I will be truthful, I've had a few weeks where I've had really, really good weight losses. So I was thinking in the back of my head, like, as much as I know I've stuck to plan, but how long can I keep this gravy train going for, basically? How long can I keep losing good amounts of weight? And today was the day that I really thought that it wouldn't happen, that I might get a smaller weight loss or something like that. So I was very happy to see that when I stepped on the scales this morning, yes, it's not £2, but it wasn't £1, it was £1.5. So yeah, I got £1.5 off this morning, which, if you've done the maths, it meant that I got my 2 stone award. So I am 2 stone, £1 lighter. I got my 2 stone award, which is, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So I got my 2 stone award and my little shiny. I'm not sticking them anywhere yet. I haven't decided where I'm going to put them yet, but I will put them somewhere once I've got a couple more, just to keep me motivated, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. But yeah, I was over the moon, because since I readjusted my calories and started doing things properly, stopped kidding myself basically, this is how my weight loss has gone over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. So the last 7 weeks. So once I gave my head a wobble and said, come on Andrea, pull your finger out, you need to bloody do this, because messing around isn't going to get you anywhere. I lost 4.5, a half, 2, 1, 3, 2, and now 1.5, and they've all been weight losses. So literally for the last 7 weeks, I've lost every single week, and I do think it is all just down to the mindset. I really do, because not that you manifest stuff, but you've got to be in the right mindset. If you're not in the right mindset, it doesn't matter how much glitter and sparkle you throw at it, it won't happen. It just won't happen. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. You've got to really, really want it. So if you're not at that stage yet, rather than beating yourself up constantly and making yourself feel guilty, just take a step back and then come back when you're in that frame of mind, definitely, because it is mind over matter. It's a bloody mind game, and it is mind over matter, this weight loss malarkey, and it's not easy. So hats off to anyone that is on this journey, because it is not easy. So that means I am very comfortably now in the 14 stones. I am 14 stone 12. I started at 16 stone 13 pounds, and I'm only 5'5", so I'm not the tallest of people. So yeah, 14 stone 12, and the weight lady actually said to me today, she was like, oh my goodness Andrea, you can really, really see it, like you're starting to develop an actual shape, which was lovely to hear. I'll show you my book. She even gave me like a little smiley sticker, because I got my 2 stone award. Yeah, she said that you can even see your shape, and that it's really, really coming on leaps and bounds. So yeah, I was over the moon. So yeah, that's it. That's my double weighing update, and I've talked for 40 minutes. What a surprise. Not, because I can't do these things short and sweet, can I? So apologies if it's been as boring and as hell for you, but like I say, I just need to get it all out there, get my little therapy session done with you guys, and yeah, take it from there. Now I will admit that again, going back to the rubbish of me being rubbish, I have filmed a shopping haul from last week. I'm not going to film this week's, but I will upload last week's of what I bought. I'm not going to upload this week's, simply for the fact that I've only got to get a few bits in. I only need like a handful of stuff. I don't need to do a full shop, because what we're trying to do, we need a new fridge freezer, and I want an American style one, because I just can't fit everything in that we need on a weekly basis. So I'm trying to eat everything as a family out of the freezer and the fridge and stuff, so that then we can get a new one. And I just want to start off with the new fridge freezer with everything as scratch. So my menu plan this week has deviated off of my previous menu plans, just because I'm trying to make up meals with stuff that we've already got in. Obviously it means I'm going to save money, which is happy days, but then it means that that bag of vegetables that's been sitting in the freezer for the last 6 months is finally going to get eaten, and those random few chips are finally going to get eaten, and that stale bit of bread that's probably white as a ghost now because it's been in the freezer that long is finally going to get eaten. So yeah, I'm not going to put that one out this week, but I will put out last week's. I'll just need to finish editing it and then I'll get it out. And also, which is great news, I have managed to film about 95% of my meals. So I filmed my meals last week. I think I did 5 out of 7 last week. I think I did lunches and dinners for last week's. I don't really eat breakfast, so, you know, that's null and void. I hardly eat breakfast. I might have breakfast at odd time, but yeah, I think about 5 out of 7 last week was lunches and dinners. And then this week, I filmed every single dinner. I've not done lunches, but I filmed every single dinner bar one night. And I was having corn vegetarian burgers, and I was literally taking my last bite, and I thought, oh, bollocks, bleep that bit out. I've not filmed it. So yeah, I'll try and get those out as well, because again, I just need to edit them because I have to do voiceovers. It takes a little bit of time, and like I said, the house is mental and it's very, very noisy, and I've just got to find that quiet time to be able to do that. So yeah, I will try and get those out for you as well as soon as. So that's been the last 2 weeks worth of meals as well, and I'll just put it all out in one big vlog of everything that I've eaten over the last 2 weeks. So if you're interested, you can catch those as well and see what I've done. But I am going to continue to film my meals as well of what I'm eating. Sometimes it might include lunches, sometimes it might not. It just really depends what I'm eating and what I'm up to, because lunches tend to be very samey. Dinners are usually something a little bit more exciting. So yeah, hopefully I'll get those out sooner rather than later. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get my backside to Aldi and do the little top-up shop that it only needs to be for this week, which I'm very happy about. And then once I've done all that, I think I'm going to take myself and the dog off for a walk and get those steps in for today. So anyway, I hope you're keeping well. I really hope you've enjoyed this, and if you've made it to the end, congratulations. You guys deserve a certificate, because it's long going, it's hard hitting. Now we're at nearly 44 minutes into it. And yeah, I'll see you next week. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you guys have done this week. If you want to share your results, if you're struggling, hit me up. If you've got any non-scale victories, just anything. If you just want to have a chat, then pop it in the comments or catch me over on Instagram, whichever way you'd rather do it. And I will see you next time. So thank you again. Take care and bye.